Have you ever stood in front of the mirror, opened your closet full of clothes, and sighed, "I have nothing to wear"? You see dozens of dresses hanging there, pieces that once made you feel vibrant and beautiful. But now, when you put them on, the reflection feels different. The colors that used to light you up suddenly make your skin look dull, your face a little tired, your eyes not as sparkly as they once were. I know that feeling, because I've been there, and so have countless women after 50. The truth is, it's not you, and it's not even your age. It's simply that our bodies change, and the colors that once flattered us don't always celebrate the beauty of who we are today. At 50, 60, and beyond, we don't need to chase trends or try to look like someone else. This is the season of life where we deserve to shine in our own way, through our wisdom, our softness, and the kind of presence no one can duplicate. And color, believe it or not, can be the secret key that unlocks all of that. In today's video, I'm going to share 8 colors that can brighten your skin, lift your features, and make every head turn. Not because you're trying to look 30 again, but because you're radiant right here, right now in this chapter of life. And if you'd like to keep finding inspiration, confidence, and that bold after 50 spirit, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave me a comment. You're not walking this journey alone. We're in it together. Why color matters now. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why does this outfit that used to look amazing at 30 suddenly make me look washed out? I've been there too. For a long time, I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. But then I realized it wasn't the clothes that changed. It was me. In our 50s and 60s, our skin isn't as firm, that natural rosy glow starts to fade, our hair begins to silver, and even our eyes take on a softer, calmer depth. Some people see that as something to grieve. But for me, I've come to see these changes as beautiful, like the unique cuts on a diamond that make it shine brighter. Here's the thing. If we keep wearing the same color palette we loved in our 30s, those bold or overly dark shades can actually highlight our tiredness instead of our elegance. It's as if our bodies are gently whispering, it's time for a new palette, the palette of maturity, grace, and quiet confidence. When I started experimenting with new shades, everything shifted. Instead of trying to squeeze into outfits that made me feel like I had to be 30 again, I chose colors that brightened my skin, made my eyes sparkle, and most importantly, made me feel comfortable and confident in my own skin. And what a relief it was to realize, I don't need to chase the past. All I need to do is honor who I am today. And here's a little secret. Color doesn't just affect how you see yourself, it changes how others see you too. The right shade can make someone think you look fresh, approachable, even warmer. People may not be able to explain why you look so radiant, but they'll feel it instantly. That's why color isn't just about fashion. It's a silent language telling the world the story of who we are right now. And if you're curious which color can instantly switch on your glow, even without makeup, let's start with one of my absolute favorites, soft turquoise. A shade that's gentle, yet powerful. Soft turquoise, the color of renewal. I still remember so clearly the time I went to a dear friend's birthday party. That day, I didn't wear much makeup, just a touch of blush, a little lipstick, but I wrapped a soft turquoise scarf around my shoulders. And all evening long, people kept saying, "You look so refreshed, like you just came back from a vacation." That's the magic of soft turquoise. It's not so bold that it feels overwhelming, but it's not so pale that it washes you out either. It sits right in that perfect balance between blue and green, a shade that brings a cool, fresh light to your face. And if you have silver, salt and pepper, or ash gray hair, this color doesn't fight against it. Instead, it turns your hair into an elegant statement, something to be proud of, not to hide. What I love most about soft turquoise is the way it seems to lift everything. It brightens the skin, makes your eyes sparkle, and even softens your smile so it feels lighter, more radiant. It's like this color breathes a little life back into you, making you look youthful, but never in a forced or trying too hard way. If you're not ready to wear it head to toe, start small. Try a scarf, a pair of turquoise earrings, or even a simple necklace. Just place the color near your face and you'll see the difference immediately. It's like someone turned on the light. And if you're feeling bolder, a silk blouse, a breezy summer dress, or a lightweight cardigan in soft turquoise can transform an ordinary outfit into something effortlessly chic. I often pair it with ivory, light gray, or navy. It's timeless, sophisticated, and never goes out of style. One of my clients, a woman in her early 60s, once told me, "I thought my silver hair made me look old, but when I put on a soft turquoise blouse, I felt like I'd been upgraded to a more elegant, refined version of myself." That made me smile because that's exactly the power color can have. Soft turquoise isn't just a fashion choice. It's like a gentle embrace whispering to you, you are still radiant, you are still captivating, and you deserve to be seen. And now that we've discovered this first color of renewal, let's move to the next shade, a muted rose that brings back that soft, natural flush to your skin. It's tender, feminine, and timeless. I'm talking about dusty rose, the color of quiet elegance. Dusty rose, the color of soft elegance. When I was younger, I absolutely adored baby pink. Every time I wore it, I felt sweet, playful, like I was carrying a piece of springtime around with me. But somewhere along the way, I looked in the mirror and realized it didn't feel right anymore. Baby pink started to wash me out, and instead of making me feel pretty, it made me feel like I was trying too hard to hold onto a younger version of myself. Then I tried Dusty Rose, and let me tell you, I was stunned. Dusty Rose is still pink, but with a little depth, as if time itself had woven a richer thread into the color. The first time I draped a Dusty Rose scarf around my shoulders, my face looked as if it had a natural flush. I didn't need layers of makeup. My skin looked softer, my features warmer. Feminine, yes, but not girlish. One afternoon, I wore a dusty rose cardigan while walking with my daughter. Out of nowhere, she turned to me and said, "Mom, you look so graceful in that color. Gentle, but elegant." That one simple sentence filled my heart with joy the entire day. It reminded me that I don't need to chase youth. What I need are colors that honor my face, honor my journey, and honor the woman I've become. Dusty Rose has this wonderful balance. It's not as flat as beige, and it's not as sweet as baby pink. It's like the beauty of a woman who's lived through seasons, still tender, but with depth and grace woven in. For outfits, I love pairing Dusty Rose with ivory, light gray, or soft silver for casual outings. When I want to elevate the look, I'll mix it with navy or sage green, and suddenly the whole outfit feels refined and modern. Imagine a cozy Dusty Rose sweater, a string of pearls, and mauve lipstick. That's all you need to look effortlessly elegant. And here's the best part. Dusty Rose naturally reduces the need for heavy makeup. A touch of blush, a swipe of rose-toned lipstick, and your face already looks alive, approachable, and softly radiant. For me, Dusty Rose is like a whisper that says, you don't need to push. Your gentleness is your strength. And if Dusty Rose speaks of tenderness and femininity, the next color I want to share carries something deeper, a sense of strength, wisdom, and the quiet confidence of a woman who knows her worth. Let's step into burgundy, the red of experience and understated power. Burgundy, the red of experience. I still remember attending the wedding of an old friend. That day I chose a burgundy dress, not bright red, not flashy, but a deep, wine-like shade, rich, elegant, with just a hint of time woven into it. As I walked into the reception, a friend leaned over and whispered, That color is perfect for us. It's so elegant, so graceful. That simple compliment had me smiling the entire evening. There's something truly special about burgundy. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't need to. Instead, it speaks in a lower, steady tone, quiet but powerful. When I wear burgundy, I don't feel like I'm trying to be 30 again. No, I feel like the woman I am today, a woman who's lived through laughter and tears, who's seen enough to know her own strength. Unlike black, which can sometimes harden our features and deepen the lines on our faces, burgundy brings warmth. It gives pale skin a glow, adds life back to a tired complexion, and makes the eyes sharper, brighter. It's what I like to call the red of experience, the shade of a woman who no longer needs to prove herself. Her presence alone is enough, and the versatility of burgundy is one of its greatest gifts. A simple burgundy sweater with gray trousers and a gold necklace is instantly chic for an evening out. A tailored burgundy blazer over a cream dress. Suddenly, you're the elegant standout in the room. And for those special occasions, pairing your outfit with a wine-toned lipstick can light up your whole face, polished, radiant, but never overdone. One of my clients once told me I don't need to look younger. I just want people to feel my confidence when I walk into a room, that I've lived, and I know who I am. Burgundy became her color for that very reason. It reflected her truth. If dusty rose whispers of tenderness and femininity, then burgundy declares, I am mature, I am present, and I will not be overlooked. And after this deep, soulful red, I want to take you in a completely different direction, to a color full of joy, radiance, and warmth. A shade that feels like late summer sunlight, mustard yellow, the color of happiness and vitality. Mustard yellow, the color of joy. I have to admit, for years I stayed far away from yellow. In my mind, yellow was too flashy, too loud, something best left for the young. But one day I tried on a honey gold sweater, that beautiful mustard yellow shade. And the moment I walked into the living room, my grandchild shouted with delight, "Grandma, you look like the sun." That one little sentence made my heart sing all day. And in that moment, I realized we don't need to be perfect. We just need to show up in colors that make our loved ones feel warm and make us feel happy. Mustard yellow does exactly that. Unlike neon yellow or lemon yellow, which can drain the face, mustard yellow carries a gentle warmth like late afternoon sunlight. It doesn't overwhelm. It doesn't scream. Instead, it glows, spreading across you like a genuine smile. I notice that when I wear mustard yellow, my skin looks brighter, my lines seem softer, and my eyes sparkle with more life. This shade is especially flattering on women with silver hair, salt and pepper strands, or skin that's lost some of its natural warmth. It gently gives back the glow that time has taken away. If you're hesitant, start small. A mustard yellow scarf, a handbag, or a pair of earrings can instantly brighten your face. Ready to go bolder? Try a mustard yellow coat with cream trousers, or a midi dress in honey gold paired with a soft brown cardigan. You'll be surprised by how refined and full of energy the look becomes. I remember one client telling me, when I wear this shade of yellow, I feel like I've just come back from a long vacation somewhere sunny and warm. And it's true. Mustard yellow radiates vitality. It feels like it pumps positive energy into you, and those around you can feel it too. If burgundy is the color of experience, then mustard yellow is the color of joy. It doesn't need to shout to be noticed, but when people see it, they can't help but smile. It's warm, it's inviting, and it makes you feel alive. And after basking in the golden light of mustard yellow, we'll step into something softer, less bright, less cool, but deeply elegant and soothing. Next, let's explore ivory and cream, the shades of quiet sophistication and serenity. Ivory and cream, soft but elegant. Have you noticed how pure, bright white, the color we often think of as classic and clean, can sometimes work against us after 50 or 60? I remember slipping on a crisp white blouse once, expecting to look polished and fresh. But when I caught my reflection in the mirror, my face looked washed out, and the little lines around my eyes seemed so much sharper. That was the day I realized. Some shades of white are simply too stark, too cold. Instead of brightening us, they drain us. Then I tried ivory, a soft, creamy off-white with just a hint of warmth. I wore a silk ivory blouse to dinner with old friends, and one of them looked at me and said, "You look so peaceful." That comment made me smile, because she was right. At this stage of life, we don't need to dress to impress anymore. True beauty shows when we radiate calm and ease. Ivory and cream have a special kind of magic. They bring a gentle light to the face without being harsh. On skin that's a little uneven or hair that's silver or salt and pepper, ivory feels like a soft veil, covering fatigue, replacing it with warmth and vitality. I often tell my clients, if head-to-toe ivory feels intimidating, start small. Try a cream sweater with light gray pants or drape an ivory scarf over a dusty rose dress. It's simple, safe, and effortlessly elegant. And for those special occasions, slip into a cream-colored suit, add a strand of pearls or silver earrings, and you'll feel like you just walked out of a fashion magazine. Another beautiful thing about ivory and cream, they are incredibly versatile. They provide the perfect canvas for stronger shades like burgundy or moss green, but they also tenderly highlight soft tones like dusty rose or periwinkle. They don't compete, they quietly elevate everything around them. For me, ivory is more than a color. It's a state of mind. It's the peace that follows the storm, the serenity that comes after years of effort. It's a reminder, you don't need to shout to be heard. You just need to be yourself, and that's enough. And after the gentle calm of ivory, let's step into another shade, this time a soft blue lavender known as periwinkle. It's the color of balance, as soothing as standing by the ocean at sunrise, and it has the power to brighten your eyes and sweeten your smile. Periwinkle, the color of peace. There are days when life feels heavy, stress piles up, and even the thought of getting dressed feels exhausting. On those days, I often reach for my periwinkle cardigan. Just slipping it on brings me a kind of relief, like being transported to an early morning at the beach, cool breeze on my face, waves lapping gently at the shore. The most beautiful part, my daughter once looked at me in that shade and smiled, "Mom, you look so soft in that color. I love seeing you this way." Just one sentence and my heart was warm the entire day. Isn't it true? We women don't always need much. Sometimes all it takes is one loving glance, one simple compliment, and we carry that glow with us everywhere. Periwinkle is this delicate mix of blue and lavender, fresh but tender, calm but not cold. It isn't as stark as pure blue, and it isn't as dreamy as purple. It lives right in the middle, a perfect balance. That's why it flatters almost every skin tone, fair, medium, or deep. And if you have silver or salt and pepper hair, periwinkle doesn't clash. It highlights your natural elegance, creating harmony and softness. If you've never tried it before, start small. A periwinkle scarf paired with ivory or light gray can instantly brighten your eyes and soften your smile. Ready to go a little further? A silky periwinkle dress with silver jewelry or pearls is perfect for a casual party or a gentle evening out. What I love most about periwinkle is the energy it carries. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't try to stand out. Instead, it quietly draws people in. It makes others want to be near you, to listen, to linger. For women in their 50s and 60s, that's such a gift, because at this age, we don't need to dazzle. We just need to radiate serenity, and that alone is deeply magnetic. For me, periwinkle is like a long, deep breath. Slow, calming, and grounding. It helps me return to myself. And from that peaceful place, it feels natural to reconnect with the earth, with colors that carry the soul of trees, soil, and stillness. Which is why, in the next part, I want to take you into the world of sage and moss green, earthy tones of quiet balance and deep connection to nature. Sage green, the calm of nature. When I was younger, I loved bold greens. The brighter, the better. The louder the shade, the more I wanted to wear it. But after turning 50, I realized those loud greens no longer felt like me. That's when I discovered sage green, a softer, calmer shade of green. And let me tell you, the first time I wore it, I felt like I was strolling through a quiet garden, hearing only the gentle rustle of leaves. I remember wearing a moss green dress to a reunion with some old classmates. We laughed, shared stories, and reminisced. At one point, a friend looked at me and said, "You seem so at peace, not like the rushed, hurried version of you I remember." That comment stopped me in my tracks. It made me realize something important. Color doesn't just change how we look on the outside. It carries energy. It sends a message that others can feel the moment you walk into a room. Sage green doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It feels warm, gentle, like a soft touch on the soul. For women in their 50s and 60s, it's the color of balance. It eases tension, takes away the pressure to perform, and lets us show up in the world with natural calm and quiet confidence. If you want to give it a try, start simple. A sage green sweater with cream trousers is both elegant and easy, or a moss green midi dress paired with a delicate strand of pearls. Suddenly, you've got a refined, graceful look without any fuss. This shade also pairs beautifully with dusty rose, ivory, or mustard yellow, giving you a harmonious palette that feels fresh and timeless. To me, sage green is the color of nature. Still, steady, but never boring. It's a reminder that after all the years of rushing, the most precious thing we can carry is peace of mind. And from that place of calm, let's move into a different shade, one that isn't soft, but isn't as harsh as black either. A color that can replace black with subtle power and sophistication. Charcoal gray, the shade of maturity and quiet confidence. Charcoal gray, strong but soft. Voice lower, steady, yet warm and reassuring. When I was younger, I believed black was the most elegant choice. My closet was full of black because I thought it made me look slimmer, more powerful, and ready for any occasion. But somewhere after turning 50, I started noticing something different. Black no longer felt flattering. Instead, it made my face look heavy, my lines deeper, my under eyes darker. I didn't feel like I was glowing anymore. Then I discovered charcoal gray, and to my surprise, I still felt that same sense of power, but with a softness that black could never give. I'll never forget the day I wore a charcoal gray coat to a board meeting. I didn't need to speak much, just sitting there, listening, smiling. I could feel the respect in the room. That, to me, is the beauty of maturity, presence without noise. Charcoal gray brings balance. It doesn't wash you out the way black can, and it's not so light that it takes away your depth. Instead, it brightens the face just enough, creating a look that's polished, steady, and sophisticated. For styling, you can't go wrong. A charcoal gray blazer with cream trousers or a dusty rose dress looks chic and modern. A soft gray sweater paired with a rose-toned scarf feels both gentle and elegant. And this color loves accessories. Silver jewelry or pearls stand out beautifully against it, adding a refined touch that's perfect for women in their 50s and 60s. To me, charcoal gray is the color of quiet confidence. It doesn't shout, "Look at me." Instead, it says, "I've lived. I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it." And so, from the freshness of soft turquoise to the grounded strength of charcoal gray, These 8 colors are more than fashion choices. They're markers of our journey, a reminder that beauty at this stage isn't about holding on to youth. It's about embracing peace, experience, and a presence that's uniquely our own. That is what makes us, as women in our 50s and 60s, radiant. That's what makes every head turn when we walk into the room. My friend, we've just walked through 8 beautiful colors together. Soft turquoise for freshness, dusty rose for tenderness, burgundy for wisdom, mustard yellow for joy, ivory and cream for quiet elegance, periwinkle for peace, sage green for calm, and finally, charcoal gray for strength. But here's the truth. These colors are more than fashion choices. Each one carries a message. That beauty in our 50s and 60s isn't about chasing what we looked like at 30. It's about shining right here, right now in this chapter of our lives. We've lived, we've learned, and it's that experience, that depth, that makes us radiant. I truly believe that women at this stage of life don't lose their beauty. It simply transforms. Sometimes all it takes is a small adjustment, the right shades, to see yourself again in your most confident, captivating form. And when you feel beautiful, the whole world reflects that light right back to you. So if this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to Bold After 50, where we'll keep walking this journey together, sharing not only fashion tips and style secrets, but also stories and inspiration to make our 50s and 60s some of the most vibrant years of our lives. Because you deserve to be seen, you deserve to be celebrated, and you deserve to wake up each day smiling at the woman in the mirror. Until next time, stay radiant, stay elegant, and always stay bold after 50.